Hi everyone, welcome to another session on the classification of reef creatures. Today we're going to be looking at the characteristics of animals that belong to the phylum Arthropoda, with a focus on the subphylum Crustacea. Arthropods are by far the largest group of free-living animals. It includes millions of animals, which include terrestrial insects and mites, but it also includes spiders, scorpions, crabs, lobsters, prawns, and even barnacles. Arthropods are characterized by three characteristics. Firstly, they've got a segmented body. Second, they've got numerous jointed limbs. And finally, a hardened body wall made up of chitin. In some species, it's supported by calcium carbonate to form an exoskeleton. Today, we're going to be focusing on the largest group of marine arthropods, which are in the subphylum Crustacea. This group includes many that will be familiar to you, like crabs, lobsters, and prawns. This group differs from other arthropods by having three things. Firstly, two pairs of antennae. Secondly, biramous appendages, which are the ends of their limbs which aren't used for walking, divided into two branches. Think of the claws of a crab. These can be highly modified and be used for collecting food, cleaning, and protecting themselves. Finally, crustaceans have a segmented body, the head, thorax, and abdomen, and in some of them, like the shrimp, prawns, and crayfish, the head and thorax can be combined to form a cephalothorax, which is covered by a carapace. Crustaceans occur in all marine and freshwater environments and are usually the dominant animal group in the plankton, seaweed, and sediment communities. Worldwide, about 67,000 species of crustaceans have been named. However, this only represents a small proportion. The total numbers likely exceed 100,000 different species. On the Great Barrier Reef, there are over 1,300 species of crustaceans, more being identified every year. They range from tiny brine shrimp only millimeters long to crabs with legs over 2 meters long. Like all arthropods, crustaceans grow by undergoing a series of molts. The hard exoskeleton that protects them cannot increase in size, so the animal must shed the exoskeleton and grow a new one. We can see this on the molt of a crayfish that has just escaped through an old crack in the exoskeleton. That crayfish would then increase in size rapidly by taking in water to expand the new exoskeleton before it hardens. This allows space for the animal to grow inside, just like kids growing into new clothes that are too big for them. Next time you're out and about near the coast, you might like to look for a hermit crab living inside the empty shell to protect itself from predators. Now let's recap the characteristics of animals that belong to the phylum Arthropoda and the subphylum Crustacea. Arthropods all have a segmented body, jointed limbs, and a hardened body wall or exoskeleton. In the subphylum Crustacea, they've got two pairs of antennae, biramous appendages, and a body divided into a head, thorax, and abdomen. Thank you for joining us for the Reef Creatures lesson on the phylum Arthropoda. Hopefully you all learnt something new. Join us next time for more educational lessons from Reef HQ Aquarium, the National Education Centre for the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority.